up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So thank you so much for clicking. I'm truly grateful. And if you're new to this channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button to support this channel. So guys, as usual, today I found another interesting Honda motorcycle and I'm here to show it to you. So let's go take a look. So the bike I'm talking about is a Honda CRF 190L, and it's Sandero Honda. So Sandero Honda makes Honda motorcycles below 500cc, so all the 400cc's and below, at least in China. The company that makes them is called Sandero Honda, and this is a beat down version of, you could say, the CB 500X and 400X, and it has looks of the Africa Twin as well, because it's just 190cc's. So let me start from here, the cockpit area. So you have your windshield, which also has this cut in the windshield just like all its older siblings, and you have some rounded mirrors. And let's take a look at what's going on in the controls. So it looks really narrow. And just taking a look at the cockpit area, you have non-adjustable front suspension, and on the right side you have your kill switch, and you have your light switch, and you have your ignition. You have the light switch and you have the ignition right there. Okay, accelerator. This grip kind of looks like the one that comes with the Africa Twin. For some weird reason, it doesn't look like the one that comes with the CB 4 and 500s. And moving on to the left side, you have the high beam and low beam, your turn signal switch, and your horn. And it's got the hazard light switch as well. If you watch my video on the CB500X, that's one thing that really annoys me, that the versions you have coming into China, they have no hazard light switch, but the lower versions of Honda bikes have it. So that's something that really bothers my mind. But let's move on with the review. And if you look at the screen, yeah, for this size of bike, you would say it's a good size. So let me just turn on the ignition so we can see. As usual, just like all the other ones, it's got the blue background, and you get all the basic information you need. So I'm guessing this is how much distance the bike has traveled. You get time, you got your speedometer right there, odometer, you get your gear indicator, and RPMs indicator right there, fuel information. So that's about it. But one interesting thing that I want to show you is, can you see this, guys? It's illuminated. So the symbols for the controls are illuminated once the ignition is turned on. Take a look at it again. Do you see it go on and off? Yeah, so that gives you the really nice touch, and I'm guessing it'll be a lot useful, especially at night. And this is what I'm expecting newer versions of the CB500X to have, because that bike's controls look a bit too basic. So if this lower version of the bike can have control indicators, background lights, then I think the bigger version should have it as well. It is a really nice touch, and if you look down here, you can see the horn is illuminated, and you can see your pass light indicator here as well. So let's quickly take a look at the lights on this bike. So as you can see, it's got daytime running lights, and I don't have anyone here to help me, but I'm guessing to split into two, one will be the low beam and the other the high beam. But you've got daytime running lights, and you've got your indicators. They kind of look like, they're not exactly like that on the CB500X, but it's kind of a similar design. And if we take a look at the tail light, very simple design, and you've got a reflector here and your light for the number plate, and you've got your tire right there. So overall it looks like a really nice setup. I am liking these illuminated lights. I think it's a really nice touch for a smaller bike like this. And I can guess people who are going to choose this bike are people who don't have the budget for a bigger bike but want some adventure feel, and also want a bike that will be a bit more comfortable. So I guess that's who this bike is targeted at. Obviously not everyone has a big budget, and as you can see it comes with spoked wheels, but I'm guessing this is still with a tube because the wheels go right in the middle, and you can see that it's not sealed, just like old type bikes. And the rear uses drum brakes, and you've got your rear tire chain adjuster bolts just like the old CBs. I haven't seen a bike with drum brakes in a long time, so this is kind of cool. And of course it's not a very big cc bike, so it doesn't need that much stopping power, so drum brakes should be sufficient. I'm sure that was the thinking around it. And you've got an exhaust tucked in really nicely, and it's got an exhaust cover which is plastic, and it looks like it's meant for two because you've got your rear foot pegs right here, and it's a Honda, so feels really tactile. You've got seating for one passenger and rider, and you've got your brake setup right there. And just like old bike, guys, easy to service. You can see your spark plug right there. And let's take a look at the fuel tank. So it's a really small tank. I'm not seeing anything here that indicates the amount of liters, but it's a really small tank. It must be like 2 or 3 gallons, I'm guessing, about 2 gallons maybe. And just take a look at this old style engine type. Yeah, and looking at the engine setup, it looks like it is an air-cooled engine, not a liquid cooled, because I don't see any radiator anywhere, and because of how the engine has been built with these fins, it just makes it obvious that it is an air-cooled engine, and the frame is exposed, just like it's a very basic bike. But the suspension looks like it will travel longer while you're on the road. It has a really long suspension, and I'm guessing the travel, I don't have the figures, but the travel of the suspension will be longer. And then again, we have a basic sort of rim, old style sort of vintage rim installed on this bike. Got a really huge and long mudguard. So on the CB500X and other bikes, the mudguard stops right about here, but this one goes all the way down. I'm guessing because the bike is small and narrow, they made it this way so that you don't have too much water and dust reaching your legs, your shoes whilst you're riding. And it looks like it's got this really old beefy setup for the mudguard, and it's made of very good plastic. The plastic feels good. Got these adventure style tires, and if I just take a look at the tire size, it's like 90 rim 19, so it's a 19-inch wheel, but it's 90. And on the other side, you've got disc brakes, obviously, because you can have drum brakes on both wheels. You need more stopping power, especially in emergencies, so a disc brake does better at that. So you have that set up, and you have your cables running up, and you've got a bit of camouflage sort of thing going on here. These decals I think it's kind of part of the Honda design language. It goes on almost all their bikes. It makes it look really cool, especially the CRF and the CB range all have these decals. And of course, as usual, you always have Honda. And just moving on to the back, you have this installed rack, which I believe comes straight from the factory with the bike. And there's some Chinese here which I can't read, but I'm guessing it says 5 kilograms maximum, like they always do. And you get your chain set up right here. And there's something very interesting here. So this plastic bit here, I'm guessing helps to keep the chain, helps to protect the chain, and to also avoid accidents to the rider or anyone who is standing by, because it looks like it's really exposed down there. I'm not 100% sure why that plastic bit is there, and it doesn't look like it's touching the chain, so I'm guessing it's a safety thing. And you get your stand set up right here. You got your gearing, and I'm guessing it's 6 gears on this bike, but I can't confirm that. So let's just take a walk around the bike, and it looks really cool. Yeah, it looks like a really nice bike. Oh, and there's something here. Another thing that bigger CCs are missing, like my 2019 CB500X, it doesn't have any guard, so you have all the dirt and mud getting to the rear suspension. So this is a nice touch to have this plastic bit here to stop all the debris from reaching the suspension. Keep it clean, keep it working for longer. So that's basically all there is to this bike, and I must say what wins it for me on this bike is the lighting that you have in the background for the controls. I think that Honda should integrate this in their CB500 range, CB500 and 400 range, because I think it's a really nice touch. I only once saw it on a KTM bike, and now it is on smaller Honda bikes, so it's a really nice touch. Let me just show it to you again. So if you take a closer look, you will see Illuminate, and I think it's a really nice touch. I like it. Got ABS as well, I'm guessing for the front, neutral running lights. So overall, it's a really sensible choice for the extreme budget adventure rider. Of course, you're not going to go across countries with this bike. Just by looking at the fuel tank, it's so tiny, it kind of looks like you're strapping on a 1 gallon of gas onto the bike, so you're going to be refilling. But being a Honda, well, they are fond of pulling surprises. You might be surprised how long this bike can travel before you need to refill. And there again, it's a 190cc, so it shouldn't consume too much. Alright guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to show you the new CRF 190L that I saw in a showroom here in Shanghai. So once again, if you're new to this channel, do me a favor, help this channel grow. Click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so when I upload new videos, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Thank you so much for watching again. Till I see you in the next video, ride there you go, ride safe. Peace always.